Let's try this again. There we go. Can you hear me? Oh, what's up? Got to readjust everything. We're here at the kitchen table today. Easter dinner. We didn't have everybody here because of I live in Michigan. Suck. Right now, my governor. Suck. Boy, she's catching a lot of heat. She's catching hands. It's good to see you guys. Hope you had a beautiful Easter and celebrated best you could. Especially got into some prayer, you know. Resurrection's a big deal for the Christians. It's a big deal. I'm included. I did some I did a lot of thinking today. You know, just putting things in perspective of where we are, what's going on. Not sure why I'm going on. Just felt like I wanted to. I felt like there's a lot of disparity in the truth movement right now. There's a lot of people that are bummed out over the fact that nothing substantially has happened, you know, over the weekend. And it's okay. You know, these have been really nothing but hunches. They've been mostly hunches, breadcrumbs. But to deny that something is going on right now, to just simply deny it and not see it, that would be a fatalistic mistake, in my opinion. There's mostly when I say that I did a lot of thinking today, it was about this movement. It was about what's coming out and being introduced and lots of questions and topics and things that are being discussed that are somehow counterproductive to maybe the Q movement. And, you know, there's a lot of things that are being spoken about Q right now. And that's okay. You know what? Q is not a deity. I get that. But it kind of ties back into my other comment that I made maybe a video or two ago, where Q is not a deity, but it's leading us, you know, into a position to kind of make this puzzle kind of connect. It's kind of connecting, right? The puzzle is connecting. And to see some of these channels kind of fall away from it it's been difficult. So I kind of got myself lost there in my thought for a second, bringing it back in. So the things that I thought about today were, I was putting the amount of, hang on one second. So could you turn that down or take it over onto, I just put it on mute. It's really super loud in here. So could you like even throw on some headphones or something? I mean, I'm sorry, it would be great. I'm sorry. All right, I'm on mute. All right. I had to take care of something. All right, so just back to the point. Good to see you all, by the way. Great to see you. A lot of the things that I was thinking about today were lining up the truths that we know about Q. Thinking about the things that all of this time has gone by. And I'm seeing people in chat rooms, and not any of you, that's not what I'm saying, but shut up, Mazala. I better have been on mute. I hope I was. It's Sorry, I was a nice guy. So any of these things that I've been looking at, because I'm hearing some of these channels that I like, and other talk, and this stuff's coming around, and people are like, we are really right now in the fight of it, you guys. And the more I step back and watch over this plan and the heat that it's really, really taking right now, I mean, people are really, really, some are almost there, and many others are going to get there very soon, but they're going to be fanatical over what Q is. They are going to get fanatical. And I don't even think that I understand how fanatical they're going to get, but I'm starting to get ramped up watching this. I'm starting to watch what's coming out, what's being delivered in the mainstream, the things that are coming out, the signs that are being spoken about, the signals that people are putting to each other, the things that Dr. Fauci is talking about. And we're going to get to pick right back up on this tomorrow, because I should say today, because they're going to hold these daily briefings. That is Trump's, I don't minimize the president, that is President Trump's soapbox to get his truth out. He puts it out on the platform, and that platform goes global. And Q was letting us know, in no uncertain terms, if you haven't seen the Q drops in the last 2 days, there was a marker that was hit that let us know that this plan is continuing to go forward. It was people all around the country and all over the world that are well aware of the Q movement and what's going on. These are the things that I tried to wrap my head around today as I tried to size up. Is Q something that isn't real? Am I being brought along? Am I, Bill, are you going crazy? I mean, could this be that people that you've watched and respected and in all of this be something that pulls you away from this movement? And the answer is no. No. I am set 100% after today, and my conviction of everything that we thought it was and what it is. It is that. It's that. 100%. Now, where it ramps up from here on the mainstream television, I don't know. If you saw today, President Trump put out a lot of tweets today. A lot of them wishing people happy Easter, all that kind of stuff. Fantastic, beautiful things. Love it. But he also put some tweets out today that showed that, there was a reach of an agreement with OPEC. Also, he spoke about Chris Wallace, the son of Mike Wallace of Fox, how he respected Mike Wallace and his son Chris Wallace of Fox. Today, I didn't watch it because I can't watch Chris Wallace, to be honest with you, anymore. I know what he is. I've known what he is for a long time. But President Trump, he commented on Wallace, on Chris Wallace. Now, Robert Wallace, he'd be saying good things about Robert Wallace, but not Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace is a different animal. He says lots of bad things, but he called him out on his tweet and named him and said, I don't even know what's going on at Fox News anymore. And President Trump has been pushing a little bit, getting the name OAN, One America News. If you don't have it with your cable provider, call them and request it. But if not, you can find them on YouTube or their website, OAN, One America News. For some reason, I get the funny feeling that we are about to enter a next phase of this plan. And you guys, tighten up your assholes. I mean, this is going to get, I think we're safe. But I think what happens here soon is stuff that is just going to be, I don't know. I think we're going to see crazy, crazy things. And I think we will be safe. But if you think about what really this Great Awakening and this plan is taking out, think about this for a minute. You are taking out, if we believe what's going on, And I think we do. It's taking out all of the corruption that's been allowed to be built from the history of being able to write this shit onto tablets up until now, however we got where we are. You're talking about all the evil, all the corruption being brought up to the top. They are the evil cream rising to the top of the surface of humanity. And I think Trump and Q are going to take their hand and swat that cream right off the top, and everything's going to be cool. Maybe not everything. But if you think about that much time, that much planning, those many things moving in the direction, we're talking about changing the course of humanity here, not just our nation, humanity, like everywhere. These people are smiling right now. These people are starting to show themselves in the mainstream television. They have been nonstop fighting Trump, but you wait until these people are truly cornered, till this FISA comes out, before these arrests are made. There's going to be a moment or a section of time, maybe it's a day, week, 2 weeks, I don't know, but it's coming here soon, you guys, where whatever puppets, I mean, they're letting criminals out of jail, right? I don't have to elaborate. If you don't know, look it up. Google seems to have the censor button taken off these days, so you can look that up and put inmates released from jails. Where? Go. Poof. Bam. New York, Chicago. They're just releasing them. Okay, whatever. I've said that before too, is that if I was a jail guy and I was released to like sabotage shit, I would go right up to my nearest police department after you got the go order and say, listen, I was supposed to do this, but I don't want to. So I just want to be with you guys and be free. How's that sound? That's what I would do. I don't give a friggity nothing about that. Being released early. I would change my ways immediately. And I hope a lot of these people do. I hope they do. And the ones that deserve a punishment, I hope they get it. I do. Because I understand that not everybody that's getting released from prison probably needs to be kept there. But you do hear about the bad ones, and you're like, why are they letting them out? And, we'll let vengeance be the Lord's, right? Let's let that be that and just hope for the best. But so as I think about this all day, and thinking about the people that are turning against Q and what's going on in the mainstream television, it leads up to believe that, you know what, they are out of options. Can they do something crazy catastrophic, like drop a bomb here and there? Man, I don't think so. But I think what you saw in President Trump's face when he was talking about beating this plague, and that in regards to reopening America, this is the hardest decision that he's ever had to make. I think we saw a lot more on that man's shoulders when he made those statements than just reopening the country. He considers himself a wartime president. And do you know what comes with wartime? No matter what, if you're a wartime president, what comes with it is attrition and consequences. And he knows that there is going to be attrition and consequences. When you pray for the men and women in service, pray for them, because these are the people down in the tunnels that are getting ready to take this battle on. But we're going to win. But it breaks the man's heart, and you can see it. It breaks his heart because he knows what's coming. And for those of you that are awake, you see it too. And really peel those calluses off your eyes, or pray that God does. So that's what I did. And as you stay in touch with the truth, as you see what's coming, it all starts to really come into focus of like, oh my God, this is where we are really at. And I don't say that to be any kind of fearful. No, I don't. But I think it's very important that we come to grips with where we are in this whole thing right now. And I think it's more volatile than we know at this point, because as I said, I think the deep state is cornered. So what are you going to do with something that's cornered? What are you going to do? We don't know. But you know they're obviously cornered. You hear the rhetoric. You hear the noose tightening more and more. Their 4 a.m. talking points are dropping cold. They're dead. They don't have any boom. They're dying right in front of us. I got more patience left. I'm trusting the plan, and I don't care how many people go against it and say you're just, you just follow Q right off a cliff. No, my friend, nobody could ever show me more proof to believe anything different than what I'm seeing right now, because that's the world I live in. This is the real deal. This is happening. Buckle up. Sean Hannity's favorite saying, buckle up. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. Now I'll sit and talk with you for a little bit. How you guys doing? You got any questions? You want to bring me some knowledge? Because there's all kinds of stuff happening. You guys have probably heard all kinds of things I'm not even aware of. All kinds of it. Man, this stuff all connects like a big puzzle, doesn't it? Oh, okay, you going to bed? All right. All right. Good night. First shifter. All right, so news in my life. I've dropped like 16 pounds. And tomorrow will be 3 weeks of not smoking. Oh, you're drunk? You even spelled it B-I-L. I'm drunk, Bill. Hi, Bill. No. That's funny. That's okay, KK. Don't forget to pray. If you want to know if you're really drunk, try to say, that's okay, KK. Try to say that. That's not easy at all. At all. Lib lawyers are saying they will represent anyone who riots to protest Biden. Color me not surprised. They have to pull out every last trick at this point. They really do. It's funny. It's funny. We want a timeline. Excuse me. You can't hear me, can you? So you want a timeline. Yeah, I get it, KK. It's okay, KK. It's not the easiest thing in the world to say. I don't care who you are. People want a timeline, but really we're in the timeline right now. We're in the timeline before the next election. Why? At least for some of this stuff to really go down, it is. And maybe some of the Q drops that we've heard, like we're saving Israel for last, I think that comes into the next 4-year election of Trump. But he's done a couple things. He's taken over the Federal Reserve. It's been nationalized. It's now being run and directed by the President of the United States, by way of the Secretary Treasurer, Steve Mnuchin, who now is the voice with the Fed. They're nationalized, people. So you remember when I said that he took Andrew Jackson and put him on the Oval Office wall? That's been completed. He's taken over the Fed. His next order of business is to expose the pedophile rings and the trafficking. And that's coming here, like now. And that's going to wake a lot of people up. And you're hearing a lot of chatter out of William Barr, Attorney General William Barr. You're hearing a lot of chatter about they've released 6 grand indictments. And you're hearing about John Durham, the bulldog. He is the one that issued those indictments. Not to look into them, not any of this. It's like I have enough information to take this right into a charge and issue them. And he did so. I don't have enough faith to not believe this is what it is. The evidence pointing to this not being exactly what it is really weak. It's really weak. The arguments are weak. Anybody saying that this isn't what it is has no argument and simply has emotion. They cannot deny the facts. Everything outside of that is just someone's opinion and emotion. And us living in the outrage culture, outrage politics, identity politics, outrage culture, that's what it is, right? All of that wrapped up, all about your feelings. It's always about your feelings. It's never about looking into it. It's never about saying, what else could it be? I feel bad for those people. They're going to have to wake up bad. It's going to be a terrible wake up for them. It's going to be the worst hangover they ever had in their life, except that they're not going to be able to just sleep it off and it gets better. These are things that most of us have been through. I've been through the point of waking up and then realizing the tyranny against my country. And I dealt with finally realizing what had happened with tears rolling down my eyes, not the place I was brought up to believe in. I went through all these range of emotions, rage, anger and rage against these people. And then I moved on to acceptance and then, all right, conclusion. So what do we do? These people that are just now starting to take the red pill, my God, it's going to be difficult. At least if you did it that way, got to be spoon-fed along the way as you learned. These people are going to have a big heap and pile set on their plate and go, here you go. Eat it up. Nom, nom, nom. Eat it up. Eat it. It's a giant truth sandwich. Enjoy every bite. But I don't say that, mad at anybody. Because people were awake way before me. And they weren't dicks like that to me, so that's okay. It's really happening. It's surreal. It's honestly surreal. And I think some people are having a real hard time accepting that it's happening. Channels that have many hundreds of thousands of followers. And I can't explain it other than to say, maybe it's not what it was. Maybe it's not what it was presented to be. Maybe there is an ulterior motive to how one feels when it gets to a certain point. I heard a great YouTuber say once, it's really hard for a person to tell the truth when their job depends on them not telling the truth. And that very simple statement rings so loud in my ears that any rebuttal to that kind of, like when you base it against facts, it doesn't matter. It just simply does not matter. It's like, of course, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. When a person's job is dependent on them not telling the truth, they're never going to tell the truth to keep that job. Or however I said that before. It was way more eloquent the first time and correct. The second time was wrong. But you got what I said. But these things are being exposed right in front of us. I mean, what's it mean? What's your role going forward? When this all pans out, none of you know if you'll go back to doing even what you were doing before this whole shutdown went, unless you're working currently. Maybe you do know. But however this turns out, I'm going to remember some really, really cool things that I learned along the way of following Q. Is that for quite some time now, I've known that A, Patriots are in control. B, you are watching a movie. C, get your popcorn. A great movie requires great actors. Some are white hats, like Jeff Sessions, and many with POTUS. Many are with POTUS that are great actors and love this country. And then we have some that were through manipulation, and we'll call them red hats. Did some devious shit, decided to do the right thing. Lindsey Graham, probably a red hat. Definitely was a black hat. But then your third group, the black hats. And these are your James Comey's, John Brennan's, Hillary Clinton's, Bill Clinton's, Barack Obama, Loretta Lynch, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, James Comey, Andy McCabe, Peter, next. Whatever. I was going to say him again. Probably the third time I was going to say him. These are your black hats. You know, these are the cabal controlled. My governor in Michigan absolutely came out today. She used to work for George Soros. Governor Whitmer. George Soros. So she's locked everything down. I've told you about the property up north that we go to. You guys all know about it. We go up north. No, if we wanted to bug out right now and take all our stuff and go up to the property and stay in our camper, couldn't do it. Not according to the new law in Michigan. I can't go to the store and buy seeds if I want to plant a garden. People in Michigan can't go to the store and buy a car seat for their kid or baby bottles. They're all strapped off, you guys, with caution tape. Not an essential item. If you want this, you have to go to blah, blah, blah.com and then have it sent to you. But I don't even think seeds are on the map. This was just like about like car seats, baby seats. But it's just, this plan is beautiful. You know why? Because our president did not shut our country down at all. He put Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci on the front line and said, according to their recommendations, we should recommend this, this, and this. But he didn't have to declare martial law. He didn't have to do any of it. He left it up to the governors to decide. And the blue state governors, it's so clear, you guys, it's so clear. The blue state governors in every state shut their states down and try to instill panic and fear in everybody. Everybody. That's, and as lame as that is to say, that's how you know you're winning. I mean, this is really what it's come down to. Q team took the deep state's global pandemic that was planned, COVID-19, to depopulate the world. Probably this might have been where they were trying to populate it down to 500 million. Who knows? Why even jump down that rabbit hole? But maybe that was the big one. Or maybe it was 2030 when they were going to do that. Who knows? But they knew the playbook and they got in front of it. And they didn't know when or where. Maybe they knew where, but they didn't know exactly when they were going to drop the COVID virus. Now, the globally funded WHO and the Chinese government all came out, said it's not anything that can spread, it's no problem. And you see Adam Schiff come out now, and they've launched the investigation now. Apparently, they're going to see how Trump handled this. But they've lost all their credibility. So what they're doing is they are screaming and crying out. They are making their very last plays. And as much as it hurts me to say it, For these very intelligent channels that I've been watching, who have more or less, but more, been on board with what's going on, they got their final marching orders from wherever those come from. They've proven themselves shills because they are flat out denying everything that goes against understanding information. And these are people that made lives off it, careers off it, people with hundreds of thousands. They've shown their true colors. The deep state is dying right in front of you, right in front of all of you. The choice to know will be yours when this is all done, which means they tried to launch a coup against Trump. He's launching. This is going to be, now listen, the information is going to be available. It's going to be on here. We're going to see perp walks, but the level and the depth of which this goes, that the general public is going to know, is probably going to be dependent on them to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. Make no mistake, though, these people will be arrested, taken out of their positions of authority and power, and marched right in front of us. We will see martial law, or not martial law, we will see military tribunals. And if you so desire, you will probably get to watch these people be executed in whatever fashion they do it. But treason, without a doubt, is punishable by execution. Normally, by hanging from the neck until you're dead. Hanging from the neck until dead. I'd like to do it like France. I'd like to bring it back like France. France did it right. Brought in the vegetable chopper. Chop, 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 chop. Bada boom, bada bing. All done. With the Tiger King guy. With the guy with the Tiger King. Getting fed for a long time. Lots of deep states to get rid of. Deep state people. Not a fan. Not a fan. Are you still going to bed, KK? You've been saying night-night for like an hour. What's going on? I'm loving it. I hate it because I know there's some serious shit coming. It's going to be some high velocity drama. We've been told in the drops there will be uprisings. They, quickly. What's your definition of quickly? There will be some uprisings. They will be handled quickly. Oh, like within a day? No, like within 2.5 weeks. These people are embedded. Back to that point, I guess. These guys are fighting in the tunnels. The deep state is well entrenched. It's going to be a little hairy. But no matter how it is, it's going to be 100 times better than it could have been, with the Patriots still winning. Lots and lots of bad, it would have been Civil War type stuff, but Trump, even before he got into office, had the backing of the U.S. military. And as much as I hate to say it, it has to be said, my opinion is that had she won, they would have never allowed it to happen. That's how awake I think they were. How could you not be that awake to write the plan they wrote to counter everything? They wouldn't have let it get to that point. They would have taken over the White House. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'm glad it wasn't that way. But there's part of me that's glad that they had that in their quiver. That was in the quiver. That, you know what? Some of us might have not made it through and all that, but God bless America. Red, white, and blue. Patriots. Freedom. The last bastion of freedom in the world, as far as we know. But pretty safe. We are. It's good. Land of the free, home of the brave. Why are they brave? there's been, everything people want to say about America. People that love this country have gone out and spilled their blood all over this world. No matter how you feel about the campaign in which they were in, every one of them, with the exception of the draft in Vietnam, was by choice. And that comes from loving your country and what it stands for. And that was not about to be relinquished by putting the witch in for 4 years. And just think, had she? See, COVID-19 got released as planned. There's so much to this. It was called Operation Evergreen. Look into it. Operation Evergreen. When this is all done, and I don't know when that's going to be, it will be the second greatest story ever told. But almost equally as important as the first story ever told. It's incredible. And only a few have the ability to see it. I mean, I'm seeing this by the people that I really, really respected are washing out of this. And I'm like, you have to be a shill then. You have to be. You have to be a shill, or you can't be as bright as I maybe thought you were. But maybe that's just the case. Don't doubt, regardless of what you're hearing, what these people are saying. And these people will say things like, oh, you Q-tards will march with Q right off a cliff. Bullshit. Believe me, I'm trusting the plan. And if they try to put me in a line to put a vaccine in my arm and all this kind of shit, and we start going wonky with it, I think you will see Patriots step up and say, all right, this is enough. But there's a lot of rope that we have to give right now in the plan before we ever would think of getting to that point. A lot of rope. And you just simply have to step back and think about it. If they wanted to do this to us as an end game, why in the hell would they ever even tell us? They had the sheep eaten out of the trough, and all they've done is awaken people. Why would that make any sense at all? Why would you throw everybody under the bus, expose everything, only to fuck them over in the end? Why would you do that? I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that's the answer at all. They've been trying to take your guns away. They've been taking 800,000 children a year. We've heard about the Anthony Weiner laptop. We've heard about the oven mitt fashionista, HRC, and the dance with Huma Abedin, and what happened on that video. What made hardened detectives on the force break down and start bawling and throwing up over what they saw on this laptop. Now, anybody that wants to tell you that the Frazzle Drip video has been put out or anybody has seen it, I don't want to hear about any of that bullshit. Let's not talk about what people think they've seen and what they've done. Let's go with what's been on record. These hardened detectives watched things in Anthony Weiner's laptop that were labeled under the tab in his files as life insurance. And they included something so heinous that it even destroyed these guys. And some of them have either suicided or been killed. However, and you might sit in and go, Bill, you just making sure, just type it in, Google it. Like I said, I think the filters are off Google. I think part of the plan was, I think Q and the team went in there and said, listen, this is what's going to happen if you do this. So don't do this. And as of this date, you can't do this anymore. We'll let you know when you can release, Truth is stranger than fiction in so many ways. We'll find out. We got to start a revolution and all. Give me a break. Give me a break. I laugh, and I'm about to say that I'm sorry that people are going through what they're going through too. But like I said, America will rebound just like we always have. And this time, it will be bigger than better than ever. And those that lost, whatever they lose going into this, they're going to get back tenfold as a result of going through this. And I can tell you that as a man that almost lost everything in 2009 when the economy crashed. Everything but my house. That's for a different night. We held on to our house. But lost everything. And because of that, and the buildup, and getting back to where we are, and how everything is, and there's so many people that lost so much in their life. I met people that couldn't retire for 6, 7, 8 additional years after 2009 because of how much they had lost in their retirement. Can you imagine? You get to 2009 and you're like, yeah, I'm going to retire next year, 2010. My stocks are doing great. My portfolio is on point. And they do that to you. And you're like, oh, okay, I have to work for 8 more years. Great. Because they stole it from you. Gave it to the bankers. And that's the story they will try to spin right now about President Trump. Like, he's bailing out the bankers. Nobody's getting their stimulus checks, all this. You guys, we are in control of the Fed. President Trump is going to treat the Federal Reserve moving forward like an ATM. Like an ATM. You're not going to believe how much money is going to flow. And once we give him the presidency back in November and a supermajority in the Senate and control of the House, you're not going to believe what we're going to see. He is going to ride the Federal Reserve. It's going to start smoking. It's going to print so much currency. He's going to redo. He's coming into America and he's going to say, take all this shit out. Let's get rid of all. Well, we'll keep that, and that, because that's nice. And let's build really nice stuff that's high quality all the way around it. And he's going to, he's struck all the trade deals he's needed to do. That's what kills me about these people that turn. It's like he struck all the trade deals in the world he needed to. He got us out of NAFTA. He got us out of the Trans-Pacific. He got us out of all this thing that put all this manufacturing into China, got us out of all of it, and managed to get them to foot a 25% tariff tax on $500 billion a month. Well, ripping up NAFTA and renegotiating. Trump is just are you kidding me? We've been through all of this. He put himself through all. He golfed 5 days a week as a billionaire. He gave all of it up to do this. He reworked all these trade deals just to sabotage everybody and go, gotcha, gotcha. Ain't no way that's what's going on. You are watching the deep state die in front of your eyes. Don't listen to any of these other people. And don't listen to me. What the hell do I know? I'm just saying don't listen to them. All right. Anyway, I don't know. Man, there's so many this crazy conspiracy theory things going. It's like nuts. Just drives me nuts. I know I'll live and die by what I'm saying. If I'm wrong, I'll own it. But I don't think there's any way in hell I'm wrong. At all. And you know what? It saddens me that not saddens me, but I mean, these people that have all this, maybe they believe what they're saying with all their heart too, but it just does not line up with the years that I've listened to them with their deductive reasoning and how they put thoughts and all this together. And to 180 from it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It makes zero sense. I mean, some of them, I guess, are selling the fear side of things. Maybe they are. They're selling the fear side of it. I mean, I guess the way I see it, we all come up roses in the end. And that's the only way I'm going to see it. Because any other reason than that makes no sense to do. If you honestly think about it. Why even Fabian socialism? This is part of the Fabian socialism. Barack Obama, Manchurian candidate, put in a yes man, a well-spoken yes man, taking out the deep state agenda. And I feel like they felt like they had to put, that was probably supposed to be when Hillary went in. She was probably supposed to get the first 8 years, and then Barack was going to get the last 8 years. But everybody hated Hillary. And he got up and spoke like a poet, and she couldn't figure out how to get her image any better in the 8 years he was president. I'm going to run your president for America. No, check, please. You can't be the president of the Hair Club for Men. No. No. Can't do it. So I'm having seltzers. It's good. It's nice. What's going on? Oh, yeah. I know. I've been like out of the chat. I'm sorry. I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'll just go back just a few, see if you guys had a question or something. I see you guys are talking. Long stuff. There's companies that are going out, Joe. But I stand by. This country comes back better than ever, bigger than ever. It's going to be like a rocket ship from Space Force. It's going to be a rocket ship. I can't believe that everything is going to be okay. He's a wartime president, and there's attrition. And we wrap our hearts and our minds and our flags around our brothers and sisters in this country. We know what they were trying to do to us. Lift up, people. Lift them up. As I say it, I feel bad. I was laughing a little bit. I mean, it's not great. You know, sometimes these videos are a way for me to blow off steam. It's not great what's going to happen. But when we get through this, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be the most incredible thing. And you just have to be able to see it. I'm your host for the night. Thanks for riding the train with me. You all have a great evening. I will, since everything's like slow, I'll just sit and watch the news over the next day or two. And if there's anything worth reporting or talking to you about, or I'm just bored, I'll come in and say, hey, I'm going to try a day stream. It'd be different. I'll do it when I wake up. So like 1, 2 in the afternoon. That'd be cool. No, I won't do that later. All right. Thanks for coming, guys. It's nice hanging out with you. Thanks for just being awesome. You are so cool. Be patriots. Pray for the nation. Pray for our president. Put a hedge of protection around him and his family. Put a hedge of protection around the people that are down there that are about ready to or are continuing to just take these things out. Just pray for the plane. Pray for it. It's awesome. Wrap your head around it and get to know it and love it. Okay? Bye.